watching your local television network, TSPN, and now back to authors, writers, books, and beyond.
Welcome back to the third segment of Authors, Writers, Books, and Beyond. And once again, I'm Kathy, your hostess with three lovely ladies. I'm going to share a little California Writers Club info with you and give you a little look here at this Sacramento branch. This is an event that will be held at Folsom Library on November 14th, which is before my next show. And it's a panel discussion by local authors. I'm one of them. I'll be doing the children's literature historical for the Lake Tahoe Blake Sisters books. And we'll be talking about the creative process, editing, publishing, historical fiction versus literary fiction, one of my favorite topics, children's books, travel books, mysteries, and all other aspects of writing. So invite your friends. This will be your chance to meet and talk with California Writers Club authors and from a variety of genres, and they will have books for sale there that you can purchase and have signed. I'm going to give you a quick list of the panelists. Yours truly, Kathy Boyd Fellure, with this book, When the Birdies Came to Tea, which you've seen before, which is 1959 Lake Tahoe history. Yeah, 1959 this one takes place. Bear with me with the pronunciation here. Steve Liddick, All That Time Sci-Fi. Dahlin McCowan, Best of the California Coast for Travel. Cindy Sample, Dying for a Dude, Mystery. Mark Reederanders, have read this book, Stevenson's Treasure, about Robert Louis Stevenson, historical fiction, reviewed it, it's a wonderful book. And Nancy Lee Woody with Tears and Trombones, which is literary fiction, and Nancy's book is wonderful too. So be watching for that, and the time frame is 1 to 4. Folsom Public Library, bring your kiddos, bring your friends. Authors love libraries. They are our best friend. And you're probably wondering with all this library talk why we have cookies sitting on the middle of our table with these amazing stamps, and I'm going to take you right back to Marci. Take it away.
Well, one of the things that I would have to say that's important for authors is to know who your audience is.
True.
And so I don't know, is that what we're going to talk about right this second? Okay. So we're talking about knowing who your audience is. And one of the things that I realized when I wrote The Empty Nest was that really the people I needed to talk to were the younger moms. Actually, those were my audience. People who loved canning, people who were still raising their kids.
That wear aprons.
That wear aprons, yes. I am an apron enthusiast. And in fact, I think LMAO stands for Laugh My Apron Off. And our older boys got married to beautiful young women, and I thought, I want to pass down some family traditions. I am going to share with them what we did as a family, and we used cookie stamps when I baked. First, because they made really nice cookies, and the second was when the kids were young, I didn't want them touching my food. So when they would make the cookie dough, I would just let them stamp it. And so I thought, well,
smart.
not only did I want to do that, but I needed to find some cookie stamps that would be nice. And I couldn't, so I decided, well, I guess I'll just make my own.
Of course.
So that's exactly what I did. I made my own line of sea-inspired cookie stamps, and I have also one that's a gingerbread man. And when I got done with these, my older daughter said, Mom, you should set up an Etsy store because other kids or other moms would love to learn to bake with their kids. And so that's what I did. And in order to do that, what I've decided to do is set up a Kickstarter campaign, and that's crowdfunding. So I am 10 days left with my Kickstarter campaign to raise funds to bring these to an Etsy store. And that's how I funded the Pearlie Monroe book as well. And I had so many people ask about crowdfunding that I thought I could do a Kickstarter campaign with my cookie stamps and help people see the process from concept. Oh, hold up the cookie? Yeah, okay, well. I don't know if you can see this cookie, but
it's going to be gone fast.
That's so pretty. I like the little
that's the gingerbread man
edges.
one.
That's perfect for after Thanksgiving.
And I I have loved making these, and I've had so many people love these as well because of the story behind it. And I think that's what Sue was talking about, is you have to be able to connect with your audience. And that's what Jeanette was talking about as well, as far as, from your heart. And so even though it's cookie stamps, it's still something that my audience cares about. Making memories with their kids, and it's something that I want to pass along, something that's legacy. And so I still have 10 days left if anybody wants to get their cookie stamps. They are hot off the kiln, and I'm hoping to bring these to an Etsy store, but yeah, the cookies are fabulous.
We'll be tasting them for her here tonight.
Yeah, they smell. They're real butter. Oh, it's just wonderful that you invited me here. It's just you alone in the kitchen.
We could put you on another show. That one over there in the morning.
Yeah.
That would work just fine. Yummy, thank you.
Anyway, sometimes you have to be creative when you're reaching out to your audience. You have to think of what their perceived needs are and what their felt needs are. And spending time with your audience helps you to be a better writer.
My desire is to write a story about Marci, because I think it is so eclectic and you just never know what's going to come out of her next. So I just love the cookie stamps. It's
really
well worth funding this project.
For you out there in TV land, if you're thinking of writing a book, I don't want you to feel intimidated by, we're very creative in going off in little bunny trails, because it's just getting the book out first, but you do have to know your audience when you write. If you're just writing for your grandchildren or your children, that is a exciting adventure. I'm going to kind of tag on in there with Marci's, because my books all have aprons. And you can see my illustrator here, she actually researched the fabrics for this time frame. And then I wanted a specific apron for the Nana character. And this apron is made, and I wear it when I do book signings. And I think you've seen the other book, the Nana's Tin of Buttons book, because this is ages 4 to 8. The little girl wears an apron in that story. And so I have one for a child that always wears it when I do a book signing or a read. And then they also make button necklaces in the same area Marci's talking. I don't teach them to make aprons, but I love aprons too, because my Nana loved aprons. Even this is fiction written from nonfiction in your life, which is that kernel of truth we use that Sue was talking about, that turns into these. This was an amazing story that needed to be told. And there's more of these out there. There needs to be more brave souls like Marci that listened when the man came out and said, please do this.
Well, and I wasn't a fiction writer at all. And so it took 8 years for me to do this book, because when I first got it done, it was terrible. And I had to take a class and rewrite, Which is part of honing our skills. That's part of the job. It is. And I think it's so important to even cross-train your brain when it comes to writing. And you were talking about different genres, reading in different genres, writing in different genres, because it does make you a better writer.
You and I read in different genres, right?
Yeah.
And what do you do, Jeanette, for your audience, your target audience?
Well, my target audience has changed a lot over the years. When I first started writing, I was writing for mostly teen girls. My first 3 books were for Focus on the Family. They were part of the Brio Girls series. And then I guess I grew up, and my life changed, and then suddenly I didn't really know what my audience was going to be, and that's when I got the opportunity to write Running with Roselle with Michael Hinkson and write somebody else's story, really, and got to write in the point of view of a blind man and a dog.
I love that. And
it was so much fun, and it was just really stretched me to write somebody else's story and write in somebody else's voice.
And you feel you're a better writer from being stretched?
Yes, definitely better writer, and because I had to get into the point of view of a man, and follow him as he grew up, from a boy to his adventure on his journey on 9/11 with his guide dog, and do a lot of research and learn a lot. But then now my audience now is single moms. My latest book is, and I'm writing from my own experience, and that has been a challenge in itself.
And that actually widens your audience because you still have faithful followers from the other book that will follow you into that next genre.
Right.
They may not all be single moms, but they may know a single mom, be the grandmother or sister or next door neighbor.
Yes, yeah, because I definitely feel like I'm writing the book not only for single moms, but for those who care about them and those who are trying to support them, family members, friends, whoever might come into contact with them and want to understand them a little bit more.
You're in my book.
Yes, I contributed to her book.
For single parents, and just I think it is important to know the struggles, and so is Sue.
Yeah, that's right. We're both in your book. I've forgotten about that.
Are you in there too?
Yes.
Yeah. I just gleaned from everybody.
Yeah.
But it helped me when I interviewed you to know what the struggles are of my sisters that would struggle with that. So it made me I felt like it made me be more aware of what my friends were dealing with. So I think your book will be a perfect fit for anybody.
For a lot of people, I think you've just actually extended your audience.
Yeah.
You asked. Oh, do you?
Sorry, we got to go
gotta
on
go.
break in a few minutes. That's the part that's so hard. I know, it does seem like we just got here, but we are coming back, and you will hear from the ladies one more time because we're almost out of time. But they will tell you things that we'll discuss during the 3-minute break that they want to be sure they get out to you. So come back, and so you've learned about audience and stretching yourself and reading and writing in different genres, and we all have, because I also write novels. I don't just write children's books, so we're all a little varied here. You can be too. Come back and see us. Bye-bye.